Lisa from the Here and There Collective. I'm super excited to be coming to you today from Hong Kong. We are here at the studio of artist Liao Wen. Welcome in.
Hi, welcome to my studio.
Yeah, glad to be here. Very simply, for those who are not as familiar with you and your work, can you tell us a little bit about yourself as an artist and your practice?
Okay, I'm a sculptor, and most of my practice is actually based on my experience of making puppet. So my understanding of puppetry is all about the movement and the balance. So I'm using the structure of puppetry, for example, dissectable torsos and the relationship between all the joints to make a sculpture. So in traditional way, the sculptures need the basement to maintain its balance, to help it to stand evenly or stable. But I'm utilizing the idea of counterbalance from the joint to keep my sculpture stand stable. So this not only bring the independence for my sculpture, but also it can carry out some kind of tension. So most of my the starting point of my work is about the tension, the balance inside the body, not only in the physical way, but also in the ideology way.
So I'm very curious to learn a little bit about your puppet collection here, speaking about your puppetry background. What was the first one in the collection?
Well, actually, it's this one.
Oh.
This is the puppet I bought probably after I back from Czech Republic in 2017. And this is a traditional Chinese rod puppet from east to south coast of China, 潮汕铁枝木偶. So you can see the detail of it. Its hand, there are some holes on its hand and leg. See, and actually they will collect some rods here and from this place, and to control the movement of the puppet. And this character called Xiao Shen is like the handsome young boy. And so the puppeteer, they will normally attach a rod on its hand, and they will control it from the bottom and like this. So when you look at it close, you will notice that there is another Xiao Shen, handsome young man, on his clothes, and I think they really has a very strong resemblance. So I'm guessing in my imagination, this is actually himself. So this is really like the narcissist story in the Greek myths. So it's very just interesting for me.
So I think it's super fascinating to learn about the traditional puppetry and knowing about your formal training and seeing how that has translated to a very contemporary version in your sculpture making. Can you talk a little bit about how that sort of understanding of history and your formal training of puppetry has manifested in how you work on your sculptures right now?
So actually the puppets you've seen there, they are the rod puppet and the hand puppet, and they are very traditional Chinese form. But my education background was, my puppetry education background was the marionette, string puppet. So I studied marionette in Czech Republic in 2017, and after that I think I'm really touched by the structure, the counterbalance inside the marionette or the string puppet. And so the structure of marionette is totally different from other form because the movement is depend on all of the gravity, all of the strengths collected.
So I'm really curious to hear more about your process of making this work. Where does your process begin for this?
This work is the work I'm working on recently, and it's called Trust 4. Actually, this is the first larger scale sculpture after I moved to Hong Kong. I'm not sure if you ever played the game with your friend when you were a child. Trust 4 is when you have a best friend and you sometimes play a game and you just fall down, and to test if your friend can catch you, and also test your confidence about your friendship. And for me, I used to play this kind of game with my friend, and now I'm recently recalling about the experience because I think moving to a new space whereas the people speak different language, they have quite different culture, is playing trustful because you have to just fall down into a culture which is you don't know they will accept you or not. I talk about the sense of security because I'm always observing people when they feel secure or don't have confidence, they will hold themselves, embracing themselves. It's like a self-protecting posture. So I'm thinking about if I'm going to use a sculpture to depict this kind of feeling, maybe I should make the whole body is like protecting himself. So for me, this work is about the sense of belonging and security and the connection between people from different cultural background. So I will draw a lot of sketch on the paper, and then I make the miniature prototype, and in the prototype I can sort all the detail out, and after the prototype I will make a 1:1 a life-size larger scale sketch on the paper. I can cut the silhouette out and then to make the sculpture.
So it seems like prototyping is a really important part of your process, and I'm spying a few more in your studio. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, normally I will make a prototype before I started to make a formal sculpture because it can make me sort out the details of in three-dimensional way. Maybe I can show you some of the details.
And these are from your New York show, yeah?
This is a sculpture I made for this France la Gablais show last year.
Yeah.
And this one is the Freeze New York show. This is a stair, and this is also a sculpture show in Freeze New York. I have the idea of making prototype. It was from this one. It's called Resist. It's about the feeling of depression, and I really just don't know how to make the detail, how to decide the shape of the back, because I cannot see. It's really hard for me to draw the back in a two-dimensional sketch. So I really need my version of a sketch. So my sketch is this kind of prototype, and I can carve the back and feel the texture inside and this gap. So after this work, almost every work I will make a prototype before. And this is a stair. This is a workshop at the Freeze, New York. And you can see when I take it out from the basement, it can actually move the joint. This is the most hard work I've ever made because it's really not symmetric. If the symmetric work is more easy to find the balance, but this one, it balance is really hard to find, and the structure is quite complex, and the whole body, as you can see, is more, the scale is more large and the wood is more heavy. So for me it's quite challenging because I'm not so tall and I need a lot of strength. So after I cut this shape into silhouetted, I will transform the silhouetted into a wood form. And now you can see this wood is actually, I just started to make this piece, and I'm still figuring how to connect the upper side to the torso. So it's quite heavy right now. So I'm going to connect this part to here, and then this is the legs, and then connect this part to here. So after I cut this shape into silhouetted, I will cut the wood in pieces and then glue them together. And you can see these layers. So this is like a combination.
I would be remiss if we didn't move to the back of the studio and talk about this fantastic setup you have back here. And I think you said you made this all yourself?
Yeah, because I think this is a dream for each carpenter. But I'm not so, the wood tool was not so professional, but enough to use for me. For me, because I have a lot of chisels, and it used to be, when I was in my old studio, it used to be very chaotic, and I cannot find the tools because sometimes I would spend half an hour to find a nail or a screw. So it's really waste a lot of time. So I'm thinking, okay, this time I'm going to make a super cool tool wall for me, so I can see all of my tools, and it will be very convenient for me to like grasp everything I have. And after this, I feel I think I'm quite nerdy. I think it's very important for an artist, especially a carpenter or the artist, always using tools, because they have some specific need to like cope with a problem or maybe solve a problem. For example, for me, when I'm carving some angle that is like inside, I use this kind of chisel, and then I can carve it. But without it, it's really hard to put this kind of straight chisel inside. But this one is different. You can see the difference. It's very much more convenient. So when Lisa asked me why I don't buy chisels by set, so I would just each time I meet a problem, I will think, okay, my need is da 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 da. I need da 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 da. Then I search on the internet and see if there is anything I can find. Then I get it.
So your tools are basically collections of solutions to your problems.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting. thank you so much for taking us through your studio and showing us your process and your puppet collection and what you're working on now. I'm personally so excited to see Trustfall
Thank you.
completed and up in this gallery somewhere. It's going to look amazing. And for anyone who isn't following Liao Wen yet, you should. Instagram, I think, is the best. Liao Wen LL on Instagram. So please check out her work. And again, thank you so much.
Pleasure's all mine. Thank you.